Mark.
How's my signal? I'm way up in the cottage country, so I was
Oh, good for you. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. How are you? How are things?
good, fabulous. I mean, you've caught me at my. This is the most relaxed I'll be all year, I'm guessing.
Okay, good, good. Well, just chill. It's all good. It's funny. The other night I was flipping around. I had nothing to watch, and I watched another rerun of Superstore. I love that show. You must miss that cast so much, huh?
They're well, we're still sort of tight, but yeah, no, it was a joy like every day for six
Yeah.
seasons to drive, yeah, to drive up there for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, yeah.
totally fun show. I really like I said, I love watching shows and I just find them and I'm like, yeah, I've seen this episode 8 times. I'm good. I'll watch it again. All good. So yeah, congratulations on that series because that was a lot of fun. Well, okay. Garrett Shitless. This takes toilet humor to a whole new level, don't you think?
Well, I think it takes toilet horror to a whole new level and humor. It's humor horror.
It's humor horror.
Uh, it, it's humor.
Humor.
No, wait. Humor?
Horror,
Sorry,
horror,
dramedy and comedy
horror,
grammar are so
horror,
easy. Yeah,
horror.
horror,
Well, that doesn't sound good either. Horror.
horror, humor, horror. No, horror is better.
Horror is good,
Hormory.
but it
I
kind of
mean,
has another connotation too. But anyway, let I digress. This it was fun. I mean, it's crazy, it's silly, it's horror, it's everything. How did you get involved with this one?
well, Viv Caldanelli, who you can
Yeah.
hear muttering in the background, is a good friend of mine. We met when he was directing a series I was executive producer on Halifax, Picnic Face, which was a really cutting edge, like group of sketch comedians from Halifax. Anyway, we sort of bonded. We're both sort of like fantasy football, but that sort of thing. Friends. Viv, why are we friends? Are we friends? God only. Yeah, he has no clue. So it was just that thing. So I did his first feature, the 7 stages, and then I just happened to be around when he was doing this, so you know, it's tradition that I get killed off pretty early on.
Listen, that's the
Yeah,
best thing ever, I guess, right? But this is a guy who he's this mad scientist, he creates this thing, and then he creates havoc for the rest of the film, although he's not there for the whole film, but he's
yeah.
the guy who kicks it off. What, how do you get into the mindset of a mad scientist like this guy?
It's funny because like Stephen Ogg and Daniel are like such good dramatic actors. I mean, they're both really funny, but
Yes.
they're playing a very straight line father son thing, which I think is incredibly strong. They're really good at it. Like I actually care about these two people, despite the sort of like fun we're having with the horror elements.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm like, you're probably too young to remember this show, but it was Lost in Space, the original
Hello. I'm
version.
not too young. We're
There
about
was
the
a
same age,
character
my
on.
friend.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well,
Yeah.
wow. Well, you're holding up better than I am.
No, it's the
No,
lighting.
but there
It's
was
the
there was
lighting.
Smith, Dr. Smith, like the paranoid, everyone's against me. Why are you against me? Kind of person. So that's
Yeah.
that's when we were talking about the range of this character. That's sort of where he lived.
Yeah.
So it was
100%.
that, and yeah, and it's baby. This is a childless, obsessed scientist who's finally created the perfect being and is very, very proud of it and is going to protect it until it rips its face off.
Well, yes. And I think this is gonna get people to be scared to go to the bathroom. Like, what's gonna happen now?
I hope so. It's a great poster. Yeah,
Go to the
yeah.
toilet. I'm kind of looking down there, like, okay, now weird question, especially that the fact that you're up north and stuff. But come on, like even when you're up north, like especially in cottage country, people have like snakes and crap coming out of their toilets. Have you ever had anything like
All
that?
the time. Yeah, and if you've been on the internet at all, yeah, it's like it's the ultimate Florida nightmare.
Yeah.
Alligators and anacondas coming out of your plumbing system. It's Florida, Australia adjacent, but everyone can imagine it. I think that's why it sort of works.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the fact that you're also dealing with, you know,
Toilet
you say
monster.
it. I'm not gonna say it. X.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's just
the
it's just
soundtrack by Steve Kostansky, like he's brilliant. It just like never quite lets go of that, like it's really a nausea-inducing soundscape. Yeah.
It all works. It all works. I have to say, it gave me the vibes too of kind of like a Little Shop of Horrors, like the Audrey 3 puppet thing. What's it like for you to
Yes,
to
yes,
work with,
very good. Yeah,
you know, like for you to work with that kind of,
with practical props.
yes.
Well, I wish I could give myself in this scene where he's got the creature on his face and it's thrashing around the kitchen.
Yeah.
That was I have to say, I take the animal in my face, and then that guy like was hilarious, bashing and doing every. So it was a stuntman, and
Right.
then I rip it off at the end. But I loved working with a practical prop because it was cold and wet and sticky, and like I barely had to act after putting that thing on my face. It was just like all the horror was there, was
It
being
was,
spoon fed to me. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Mark, I want to ask you, like, you've done so much stuff, but when you're working on something like this, you've got the script, you've got some, your lines and stuff. But how much freedom are you given to just because you're so, we know how funny you are, we know you have this great comedic mind. Do you just go off script and just
Oh,
improvise with stuff, especially with something like this?
to an extent. I mean, like a horror kind of has like horrors, even ones that are having sort of fun with a genre. Like there are railroad tracks of narrative that you want to stick to. So you're not
Yeah,
going to like up and change the story. But yeah, absolutely. Like Viv and I know each other from comedy and that whole world. So a funny suggestion is never not considered.
of course.
You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, for absolutely.
Yeah.
What else do we have coming up from you? Anything else that we're going to be seeing? You've been keeping pretty busy.
Well, I think I'm headed back to Halifax. I played the Prime Minister at the end of the season last year, and I'm going to go back
Yes.
for the for an episode or two or three. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm really looking forward to that. It's a different Carney now because he came in, he's Canada's boy, elbows up, and now it's like, oh Jesus, this American guy is like. So that'll be.
Yeah,
I'm
because
really
I
looking forward to that. And
yeah, I
I
saw
played
you
Matt.
play
This
that.
is
It was awesome. You
Matt
did a great
Watson.
job.
He was really hard, but that's what kind of made it fun. He
Yeah.
doesn't have a lot of like hooks, like Trump is like, it's they're all over the place. You can do them about 9 different ways, but Carney's
Yeah.
very specific. But I know somewhere in my past I've met him and or not him literally, but like people like him. So that was good. And what else am I doing? Matt Watts and I are doing a graphic novel based on my Kids in the Hall character Daryl, and
Oh,
that's going. We're going out. We're going to shop that around. We just finished the script and some sample art, and I'm really
oh,
happy with it.
cool.
Yeah,
That's awesome. That's
yeah.
awesome. I always love it when you guys get back together. It wasn't too long ago when we had you on, where I spoke to you guys about the reunion. Do you talk about always getting back together, or does it just kind of happen?
It always is happening. Yeah, it just kind of comes together. Like maybe the first tour we did in 2000, which was like our gigantic rock and roll tour, where we were
Yeah.
one point we were playing like a 5,000 seater in Chicago. We didn't realize how starved the market had been for Kids in the Hall live because Kids in the Hall ended in like 1994 and Brain
Right.
Candy came out in 96, I think. And then, but in between 1996 and 2000, when we did our tour, we were playing 3 times a day on Comedy Central all across the United States and I think in Canada
Amazing.
as well. Yeah. So we were
Wow.
more. It's kind of like Superstore was actually it was a well respected show. It got renewed for 6 seasons, but it wasn't.
Yes.
And when it dropped COVID, it became this whole other level of acknowledgement. Anyway,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I've done. What have I done? I saw Scott the other day do his Mouth Congress show. That's his punk band that he does with Paul Bellini. Bruce
Yeah.
and I opened or did that. And then Bruce and I also introduced the Trans Canada Highwayman down at the band shell at the CNE. And then I think the week before that, like Bruce asked if I wanted to just come and do a sketch with him that he was taping his next album. So I went to the Rivoli and we did that. So I'm on the
Yeah.
East Coast again now. So
Oh,
yeah,
awesome. No, that's amazing.
getting
Well, I was
more of
gonna
each day.
just to wrap it up, I wanted to ask you because with TIFF coming up next week, there's a couple of really awesome
Mhm.
documentaries that I've had a chance to see, and
Oh,
the
Wayward.
opening,
Jesus, my
well, the
God.
opening. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
So no, I have a juicy guest star role in this new Netflix series uh, called Wayward,
Well,
which
I was going
is
to
Mae
go there.
Martin's.
I was going to go there. I don't want to give, I've watched the whole series. I've watched it. I'm done. I've watched
Yeah,
Wayward.
how is it?
York here is great.
You watched the
It's
whole thing?
I've done. They gave me all the episodes. I'm finished. I binged right through it. It's
Oh,
really great. I thought May did an
yeah.
amazing job with this series. Tony Collette is off the charts. I don't want to give away your character, but it's really fun. You must have had a good time doing that. He's a bit of a whack job.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Yeah, you know what? You might be able to draw a scarlet a thread between my bananas inventor and the disappointed dad. Yeah, that's true. Maybe that's the vibe I'm getting. Maybe that's my roles ahead. I am going
I
to
think
be
so.
Dr.
You've got
Smith.
something
But
going,
no,
Mark.
yeah, yeah. Well, actually, the reason this all came about is because Mae Martin used to be our babysitter. Like they babysat
Kidding.
my kids. No,
Wow.
because they were like unbelievably precocious comedy, like junkie.
Yeah.
And when they were 14, they came to they managed to crash my opening for this play I was doing at the time called Fully Committed.
Yes.
And Galen Weston threw this big party at this club called This Is London that I had trouble getting into as the sole star. And I went in, and this kid came up to me and was like, "Oh my," waylaid me and was like a really charming super fan. That
Yeah.
was May.
And look at them now. Wow. Like that series is really, really good. Like it's creepy and it's got a really good cast. And yeah, I kudos to you because you've got a good little thing there. But I highly recommend the John Candy documentary, obviously, and also
I'll see that.
the yeah, and the Godspell documentary. I mean,
Which I
it's
saw
brilliant.
when I was 13 years old. I went to that show.
You got to see it. Okay, so you're a wee bit older than me, not too much older, but then okay, because I wish I could have seen that live. Like, but it
Yeah.
just it's so special because and I wanted to ask you because you look at the people in that show. I mean, first of all, they're all still friends
Mhm.
today. Though all the ones that are still here,
Yeah.
knock wood, most of them are. But you look at like the origins of somebody like Rob Martin Short and Eugene Levy and Andrea Martin and Gilda Radner. How
Victor Garber.
influential were those people on you when you were becoming a stand-up?
Incredibly, like essential. Well, first of all, just in the pantheon of comedy worldwide, you
Yeah,
take your influences from the best that you can find, and you quickly find your flavor. Like people who really push the absurdia of comedy, which of course, like you respond to, and the fact that they were as good as anything out there, and from right around the corner, that was their. I think that was almost the key part of their influence on me. Like
yeah,
that's the second city. That's where they were, like just down the street. You could
right.
start to see your so in that sense, I think they inspired multiple generation of Canadian comedians. Just,
Yeah,
and they were so good. And also a very small lesson, which is it was their isolation, particularly when the studio was in Edmonton, that kind of had them focus in on the thing. And the same thing happened at Kids in the Hall. I don't think the Kids in the Hall are anywhere near successful if we're doing that show in New York or LA. The fact that it was Toronto
yeah,
and we were kind of alone up here
right.
as we were being discovered south of the border was fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Well, listen, and America Ferrera, has a movie in TIFF too, by the way.
Which one?
It's called The Lost Bus with Matthew McConaughey. So maybe you'll bump into
Oh
her.
wow.
Yeah,
I will. I'll have her give me a call because I know Lauren Ash is up here. She has an album, by
an
the way, coming
album.
out. There's another.
Yes.
Yeah, September 11th,
Yeah.
I
Good. Well,
think.
hopefully you guys will
Get
have
it
a
now,
big
kids.
reunion. That would be
Yeah, we
nice.
might. Well,
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
taking
there you
Lauren to the
go.
Wayward premiere.
I hope to
Yeah.
make that happen for you.
Well,
Anyway,
thank you, Bonnie. This has been great.
this has been wonderful. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for all the comedy you've given me over the years. I really appreciate it. And have yourself a great long weekend. Really appreciate it. And I'm scared
Thank
shitless
you. You too.
for the rest
Work
of my life.
begins
Thank you.
now. All right. Bye.
Okay. Bye bye.